Jordan Poole signed a 4-year, $140 million deal with the Golden State Warriors. It's an extension. So it'll kick in, I believe, after this season. That's when it'll start. How do I feel about this? Well, I think obviously the Draymond Green situation led to Jordan Poole getting this deal. Granted, the Warriors are still going to always give him the extension, but I'm not sure if they were going to give him that type of max deal. I've heard rumors that they were going to offer him somewhere between 110, 120 million in that range. So obviously, Draymond doing what he did changed the game in regard to these negotiations. I definitely believe that. Just it influenced Poole to get more money for sure, because if you look at the way the Warriors handled it, they didn't punish Draymond, they didn't suspend him, and I doubt that fine was a big deal. So I guess this may have been the compromise between them and Poole and his agent, that fine, we'll overpay you just to make up for the fact we're not suspending this guy. So I definitely think it led to that in that sense. And well, we gotta see if the Poole will feel comfortable with that decision. I know some people are gonna say, well, it's $140 million, he'll get over it. But what I'll say is you just never know just the mental effects of that punch and what he'll be dealing with mentally afterwards, even though he's now financially secure. So who knows how this impacts him down the line. That's one thing I look at. The other thing I'll say is when you compare just the market value of this deal compared to these other deals guys signed during the summer, guys who were also signing extensions, I do believe this was an overpay unless Jordan Poole just ups his game and becomes an all-star in the next few years. I definitely believe it will be an overpay. I'm not sure if he will be an all-star. I think he's a good player. I think he's really good, but I don't think he can become a great player, at least to the level of being an all-star caliber type of player. I don't see it. If I'm wrong, I'll definitely eat crow on this one, but I'm just comparing these other guys. I look at Tyler Hero, who I don't feel is a legit star either. He got 4 years, 130 million, which I thought was an overpay if you watch my other video, but still Miami paid less for him by 10 million than Golden State did with Poole. You look at the Knicks with RJ Barrett, who I think is on a similar tier as these guys. And the Knicks gave him a 4-year, $120 million deal. But from what I've heard, that 120 mil is not guaranteed. It's more like a $105 million deal, $110 million deal type of situation. So that was not overpay, for being honest here. And I think the Spurs got the best deal with Kellen Johnson. That 4 years, $80 million deal is looking really good now. When you look at it, just the Spurs gave him 4 years, $80 million for just 17 points per game. If you think about it, that's ridiculously good. Jordan Poole averages, I believe, 18.5. So it's only like about a point difference in their averages. They play about the same amount of minutes. Kellen Johnson shoots a better field goal percentage overall from the field at 46%, while Jordan Poole shoots 44% from the field. So again, Keldon is more efficient, and even 3-point percentage shocks me because I thought Poole was this great 3-point shooter due to what we saw in the playoffs. But for last year, he averaged 36% from 3-point range, while Kellen Johnson averaged 39% from 3-point range. He was close to 40 if you look at his total average, which was 39.8, which is insane. And just you compare the other things too. Kellen Johnson averages more rebounds than Poole at 6.1 per game. Poole gets you 3.4. The assists is the only place where Poole does better than Keldon at 4 a game. And then when you look at just the steals, they're about the same. So Keldon to me is a slightly better player than Poole right now, and I think he'll become even a more better player next year just because of his role. Granted, Poole's team is winning, so I know people will say, well, Poole's a winner, blah, blah, blah. But if we consider if their circumstances are equal, I think Keldon is the better player. Poole just plays on the better team. And also you got to factor in Poole's not the number one option on the team. Keldon was the number 2 guy last year, so he faced defenses coming more at him versus Poole was in a better situation where defenses were not primarily targeting him. I think him, Wiggins were probably 2A, 2B, and even Clay at times. So the offense was more spread out, but I think this was a overpay by the Warriors. Granted, it might work out for them if they win another championship. I would say not this year, only because he's under contract. But if they win any championships after 2023, then you can say that they broke even on this deal. But if they don't win any championships, yes, this deal was a ripoff unless Poole makes a few All-Star games. But that's just my opinion about it. Let me know what you think.